Hey, got my sip of coffee and I have some books to share with you. I got them in the mail today and I'm so excited. I want to share them with you. I have not read all of them, so I'm really looking forward to exploring these new books and then coming back and letting you know how they were. Some of them you might have heard of and some maybe not, so let's check them out. The first book that I want to share with you is called Bluebirds, and it is set in the new world, and Alice is surrounded by the natural beauty of her new home on the island of Roanoke, but she wishes she had someone to share it all with, a friend. Kimmy doesn't trust the English because they've brought illness and death to her people and killed her sister. But when she first sets eyes on Alice, the only girl among them, Kimmy can't help but seek her out. Despite not speaking the same language, the girls become as close as sisters, but rising tensions between the Roanoke and the English threaten to pull them apart. As the unrest continues to spread, Alice and Kimmy must risk everything to stay together. So I'm really excited to read this. It's from the perspective of two young girls. It's going to be giving us an idea of differences and similarities between the English settlers and this young girl in a tribe that's been living there for a long time. And not only just the subject of it sounds exciting, but when I look in the book, it's written as it looks like it's written in prose. So it seems like it would be really fun. I am so excited about this. Usually the stories are from a male perspective because we've got, mostly men that are going on these trips in the early days, our explorers, and we've got people starting to get the colonies ready. But later on, as they start to include women in it, this is a really unique perspective. So can't wait to read this one, Bluebirds. And then the next book that I wanted to share with you, I have not read this one either. It came with my book box. I get every month they send me. It's called The Fairy Loot, and it's fantastic. It sends me fantasy books, kind of fairy tale books, and usually there's only one book per box, but this month they had this book. It's called The Gilded Ones, and look at the edges of it. It's sprayed teal, and the cover of it is just gorgeous. It's got check out all that gold. So it's called The Gilded Ones, and on the cover of it it says Outcast by Blood, Warriors by Choice. And then on the back it says, are we girls or are we demons? Are we going to die or are we going to survive? In this bold and immersive fantasy, a young heroine fights to save a world that would dare tame her and discovers she is her own fiercest weapon. And so it says on the back that fans of Children of Blood and Bone and Black Panther are going to adore this. So I can't wait to read it, but it sounds pretty exciting. It's not going to be out for another year. I checked online and they said that the release date is next year. So this is one of those early books you get, but I'll read it and I'll let you know what I think of it for that one. Okay, and then the next book that I got is called The Ugly One, and you can see there. And on the back it says, I'd always been ugly as far back as I could remember. McKay has a deep scar that runs like a river from her right eye to her lip. The boys in her Incan village bully her because of it, and most of the adults ignore her. So she keeps to herself and tries to hide the scar with her long hair, drawing comfort from her family and her faith in the sun god, Inti. Then a stranger traveling from his jungle homeland to the sacred sun city at Machu Picchu gives her a baby macaw, and the path of her life changes. Perhaps she isn't the ugly one forever. So I'm stoked to read a story about an Incan girl. That sounds amazing. I don't really know a lot about that culture, and so that is one of the things I've been trying to do some research over the summer to learn a lot more about the Incan culture, and so that sounds pretty exciting. So I'll let you guys know about how that one turns out as well. And then this one is more of like a teacher book, but I wanted to share it because it just sounded so fun. And so it's called Teaching for Black Lives, and it has this gorgeous cover on it, and I'm really excited. So if you're a teacher watching this, you would probably love this book because it has activities and it has a whole bunch of different information, different topics that will help you implement lessons about being anti-racist and supporting black students, and then also helping students understand different perspectives. So it goes, let me do a little flip through. It's got these beautiful colored pictures in there, and it has all different topics and activities that you can do with it. But it sounds like so much fun. And if you look at just the categories in here. Like I was doing a little flip through before. It has, talking about like Trayvon Martin and my students, presidents and slaves, helping students find the truth, medical apartheid, claiming and teaching the 1963 March on Washington, what we don't learn about the Black Panther Party but should. I mean, it's got so many different things in there, and this just is a amazing resource. So I would recommend this definitely for teachers or people that are just trying to learn more about how you could teach about this topic. And I've been reading a whole bunch about how to be anti-racist and to include that in your classroom this year. And a lot of the books that I've read have been really great ideas, but they kind of left me like, okay, now what? What do I do? But this book is really great with like really directed lessons, so that I feel like I can, hop into that topic without feeling as nervous. So the next book that I wanted to show you guys that I just got is really exciting because I already teach about this, but then to have this book to support is going to be perfect. So it's called How a Photograph Changed the Fight for Integration, Little Rock Girl 1957. And it talks about how this one photograph made such a big difference. And it also talks about behind the scenes of that photograph, like what was happening. And it also talks about how years later, the lady back here, the one that makes that famous face in there, how she and the other historical actors met up and were talking, and it talks about just the different things going on at that time. It has a lot of really useful timelines. It's got some beautiful other pictures in here, like of the Little Rock Nine graduating. It's got that same picture in there, but it's just a really great resource. And I like it because it's got some different information, and it goes beyond, like here's the picture of those two meeting. And it talks a little bit about what happened when they met and how that went. So I really, really love this book. It gave me more information. And then I also learned from this book, and I know if you read it, you'll get more information. But if you look at this picture, which I didn't learn about this. If you notice that guy in the background in the bow tie, so he was a reporter that was there, and it talks a lot about how as Elizabeth was waiting for the bus to pick her up to take her back, because the first day that she tried to go to high school, they wouldn't let her. The National Guard blocked her. Of course, we have the pictures of the crowd being awful to her and throwing things at her and spitting on her and doing all these horrible things. But I didn't realize that as she was sitting waiting for the bus, that reporter put his arm around her to comfort her and support her and protect her. And that's just something that a little bit of information I didn't know. And also how this book talks about if you were a reporter and you were African American, many times you would also be attacked. So it gives you like a much wider view of the setting that this photograph happened in, and it also gives you just a lot more information of what it was like. So I like that. And then the last book that I want to share with you is this one. It's called Buffalo Bird Girl, and it does have text in it, so it's not a picture book, but it's a little bit more in that vein of it. It has some beautiful artwork, like you can see there. But one thing I really like about this book is it was recommended to me as a book that's really great showing a different perspective of Native American people. So it's really great for showing students maybe that Native people lived in different ways, so that it's not just that one version, that you're getting to see different ones. So I might do a read aloud of this one. I'll see. It's got a lot of text in it. But, it's got lots of praise on it from the back, and this was on one of the recommendation lists of the books that I got. So I just wanted to share those with you. And then the last thing I wanted to share is like totally random, but I thought it was kind of fun. It's a stationery thing. I have always had the problem where you put your pencil in your pencil bag and you get pencil all over your bag, and often the pencil tip breaks. and that's been driving me nuts for years. Even if I'm just taking my notebook and my pencil on a walk with me and I want to just write down, oh, like I saw this really neat bunny today or whatever it is, it just really bothers me, and I just don't really like mechanical pencils. I know that that's something people use, but I found these on Amazon, and they are just little aluminum pencil covers, and they have all different styles of them, but I just thought that was really exciting. And if you're suffering out there like me with broken pencils, I thought I'd share that with you. So I think I'm probably going to do a read aloud of one of my picture books that I got, just so that you get a little bit of read aloud. I know I haven't been on here in a while, but I hope you guys are well, and yeah, that's it. Bye!